Imagine a place where buildings and streets drift among the clouds, suspended high above the earth. Even in our modern world, this sounds like a fantasy. But it wasn't always like this, and it used to be a captivating part of many ancient stories. Similar legends of floating cities have been mentioned in Hinduism. There's an incredible and historically significant tale about not one, two, but three floating cities. And that's not it. These three cities were made from gold, silver and iron. Tripura. Long ago, there were three magnificent cities created for three powerful demon brothers, Tarakaksha, Kamalaksha and Vidyunmali. Each city was made from a different materials, gold, silver and the third of iron. They floated majestically in the sky, a testament to the extraordinary power and ambition of Hinduism. But the story of Tripura is just as fascinating as the story of their destruction. Despite being granted boons by Lord Brahma himself, these cities had to be destroyed. The task of destroying these invincible cities was so immense that it required the combined efforts of all the gods, including Shivji, Vishnuji, Suryadev, Chandradev, and even Brahma. The legend of Tripura is more than just a story. It's a profound legend filled with deep moral and philosophical lessons that has always been the roots of Hinduism. It speaks of cosmic battles, divine interventions, and the eternal struggle between good and evil, gods and demons, and like most of the story, Shivji being the last option as a savior. Welcome to the legend of Tripura, the three impregnable cities that dared to challenge the gods themselves. Once, the mighty Asur Taraka met his end at the hands of the divine warrior, Skanda, Kartikeya, son of Bhagwan Shiv. But his sons, Tarakaksha, Vidyunmali, and Kamalaksha, could not accept it and were ragging to avenge their father's death. The eldest of them was Tarakaksha, the middle one Vidyunmali, and the youngest Kamalaksha. To avenge their father's loss, they went on an immense penance to Lord Brahma. This is exactly where the real story starts. Pleased with their penance, Lord Brahma granted them a boon. At first they wanted to be immortalized. Brahma refused their plea, stating that nothing can be immortal. Then Tarakaksha, Vidyunmali and Kamalaksha prayed to be bestowed with impregnable fortifications that would stand forever. When Brahma reminded them that nothing could survive forever, they asked that the cities be destroyed by a single arrow, in the hope that no one could shoot such an arrow but Bhagwan Shiv himself, whom they admired a lot. Brahma then granted them his blessing, confirming that such strongholds could really be built. Brahma granted the boon and asked Maya to build these castles for the Asur. Maya built the cities by means of his penance. The golden one for Tarakaksha, the silver one for Kamalaksha and the steel one for Vidyunmali. These cities could align once every 1,000 years, vulnerable only to a single arrow from Shivji. The cities were exactly how we assume a floating city to be like. The three fort-like excellent cities were in heaven, sky and on the earth. The castles had many kalp trees there. Elephants and horses were in plenty, aerial chariots shining like the solar sphere. There were many palaces, divine minarets resembling the summits of Mount Kailash. Celestial damsels, Gandharv, Siddh, and Karas were also there. There were temples of Rudra. In every house, people performed the rites of Agnihotra. There were excellent Brahmins well-versed in sacred texts and devoted to Shiv always. There were beautiful tanks, lakes, wells, rivers and huge ponds. There were very beautiful with plenty of fruit-bearing trees. There were time indicators, playgrounds and different halls for Vedic studies. Thus, the Asur, sons of Taraka, after acquiring the boons, lived there. Asuras being Asuras, it didn't take them too much time to prove why they are called as Asur. Sooner, the Asur started to rule with an iron fist, their dark influence spreading like a shadow over the celestial city. They oppressed sages, seized offerings meant for the gods, and brought turmoil to the heavenly cities. As their oppression and torture grew, the gods, witnessing the suffering of their devotees, sought help. First, they approached Lord Brahma, pleading for a solution to end their reign of terror. Brahma, with his infinite wisdom, listened to their pleas but foresaw the complexities of intervening directly in mortal affairs. However, their desperation led them to the destroyer Shivji, hoping for swift justice. But Shivji, bound by the Asur, past devotion, hesitated to act directly against them. Despite the gods' fervent prayers, Bhagwan Shiv remained firm, aware of the consequences of interfering with the cosmic balance. As the Asur oppression tightened its grip, the celestial realms trembled under their extreme oppression. And the gods faced a dilemma: to uphold righteousness or to preserve the sensitive harmony of the universe. Trapped between their duty and compassion, the gods awaited a sign, a beacon of hope in the darkness that threatened to consume them all. And it was Lord Vishnu who devised a cunning plan to bring an end to the Asur, reign of terror and restore balance to the cosmos, ultimately to uphold Dharma above all. It is in our roots and culture: if the Supreme Lord is on your side, you are free from justifications of any kind. Lord Vishnu created a sage named Arihant, whose teachings misled the Asur, leading them astray from their virtuous path. Under the guise of righteousness, Arihant spread a philosophy that twisted the minds of the Asur, clouding their judgment and fueling their arrogance. With Vishnu guiding his actions, Narad, the celestial sage, approached the Asur, further deluding them with his wise words. Narad's influence led the Asur deeper into darkness, causing them to abandon their once noble ways. As the seeds of delusion took root among the Asur, Vishnu watched patiently, knowing that their downfall was imminent and near. His intervention was subtle yet profound, paving the way for the final act that would bring an end to the Asur reign of terror and their cities as well. Then came the time when these three cities aligned in the heavens, a moment of cosmic significance. It was the appointed time for the destruction of Tripura. There are two depictions of Shiv Ji's chariot which destroyed these cities. In the first one, Lord Shiv divine chariot was built by Vishwakarma, the celestial craftsman. The right wheel was the sun, and the left was the moon. The chariot had 12 Adityas presiding over the 12 spokes of the right wheel and 16 digits of the moon on the left. The seasons formed the rims, the sky was the Pushkar, and Mahameru served as support. The year determined its velocity, and the two ayanas formed the junctions. Time divisions constituted various parts, and cosmic elements adorned its structure. Brahma was the charioteer, with gods holding the bridle. Vishnu was the arrow, Agni the spearhead, and the Vedas symbolized his weapons. The planets and oceans adorned the chariot, while sages served as drivers. In this divine chariot, Shivji prepared to destroy Tripura with the might of cosmic forces. In the second depiction, Lord Shiv prepared a cosmic chariot himself, drawing his divine bow, Pinak, same bow which was given to Arjun in Mahabharat. Lord Vishnu, the preserver, stood beside him, ready to act as the arrow of destruction, while Agni, the fire god, transformed into the spearhead. It is said that the sun and moon became the wheels of the chariot. With the heavens watching in anticipation, Bhagwan Shiv unleashed his mighty arrow, guided by the divine hands of Vishnu and fueled by the fiery power of Agni. The arrow soared through the sky with unstoppable force, aimed directly at the heart of the three floating cities. In a blinding flash of light, the cities crumbled to ashes, their once invincible fortresses reduced to nothingness. The Asur, who had revealed their arrogance, met their end as the flames of divine justice consumed them. The heavens rejoiced as the balance was restored, and the darkness of tyranny was banished from the celestial realms forever. But the story does not end here. It is said that Shivji knew that Mayasur was present in the city at the moment when the arrow was released. He did not want to kill him and asked Nandi to inform him of what was going on. Realizing this, Nandi raced ahead of the arrow and informed Mayasur of the impending doom coming. In response, he fled the city before the arrow destroyed it.